The Spider-Verse figure we've been waiting for is finally here, or at least it's the one I've been waiting a long time for, so let's get Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Ham out of the box, check out the details and accessories, and decide if this figure was worth waiting 7 months for. This is the SHFiguarts Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Ham, which I picked up on my recent figure hunt at Nerd Out, and this is my first SHF Spider-Man figure. In the box, starting with Spider-Ham, which looks awesome, you get this extra head sculpt, which has this quizzical expression that I think is really fun, and it just kind of shows that Spider-Ham personality. Left and right arms for holding the mallet, which I think is really cool because it just gives you more flexibility for using the mallet. And of course, you get the large wooden mallet piece as well, which just snaps onto the top, and now he can hold his big wooden mallet accessory. He's also got these arms with open hands, which have that perfect Looney Tunes-esque cartoon vibe to them. Then there are these arms with webs coming out, kind of like thwipping hands. And then he's got these extra legs. So the figure itself is not posable, but they do give you a lot of options to get him in some different poses, even if they are preset. Because he's got such a big head, they also give you these two display stands, which wrap around his feet, helping him stand up. There's also a little clear arm, which I think is for helping hold the mallet up. That does seem to be what it's for, but I don't really think it's necessary because he can hold the mallet just fine. I was kind of expecting maybe the weight of it to prevent him from being able to hold it up, but his arm popped off. But as long as the arm doesn't pop off, he can hold the mallet in all kinds of different positions just fine. As far as included Spider-Ham add-ons go, I think this is better than the Mafex that comes with Spider-Gwen. It's just got more personality, but it is a lot larger. It also has an articulated little piggy tail, which is pretty fun. And now for the main event, Peter Parker from the 1930s, a private eye who likes to let matches burn down to his fingertips just to feel something. This is an awesome looking figure. There is no doubt about it. And even though there isn't much detail in the character design, one thing I love that they did was incorporate as much texture into the suit as they could. Whether it's the raised web lines in the head, or the turtleneck here, or just all of these subtle wrinkles throughout the costume, bunching up where real fabric actually would. These are the details that make what would be a flat figure feel dimensional, and I love it. One thing I'm unsure of is the placement of the eyes. This does seem to be a recurring issue with Spider-Man figures. Maybe it's just really hard to translate a 2D design into 3D space, but are his eyes too far apart? I don't know, but even if they are, they're going to mostly be hidden by his hat, which is one of my favorite details of this character. Let's just try to get this a little bit straighter on there. I mean, look how cool that looks. I also like that the hat is removable, so you can display him with the hat on or with the hat off, whatever you prefer. The hat also fits on there pretty snug, so you really don't have to worry about it coming off unless you actually want to pull it off, which is nice. The other major feature of Spider-Man Noir is his black trench coat, and for that they included a soft goods coat with wiring all throughout the seams, so this figure is definitely going to have some opportunities for amazing dynamic posing. While we're talking about the accessories of this figure, he also has a holster with no pew, continuing that trend, clenched grabbing hands, web grabbing hands, these like pincher hand things, which gotta be something from the movie, but I don't quite remember, thwipping hands, and open hands, plus a few web accessories. A couple notable points on articulation. He's got a pretty good ab crunch. He can bend about that far forward, and then going back, he can bend about that far back, which I feel like is pretty good. His belt is detached, so you can move this out of the way if you need to, like if you're ab crunching and it kind of gets in the way there, this belt can move around, so there's some articulation there. The shoulders have this like Revoltech thing going on, which I know other brands obviously do that, where like the shoulder joint isn't fully enclosed by the top of the shoulder. I just feel like I've seen Revoltech do it a little bit more often, but surprisingly, even though he's got, because of having that open shoulder joint, if you work this around, you can get some pretty high movement, way above 90 degrees on the shoulder. He can kick out, pretty far, basically right straight out at 90 degrees. So that's pretty good. He's got essentially a full split, not all the way out, but pretty decent there. And one of the craziest things is he has almost the ability to look completely straight up and then completely straight down. So there's a lot of movement in the head and neck on this figure, which I love to see in a Spider-Man. I feel like a lot of Spider-Man figures don't have enough range of motion in the head and neck area. Overall, honestly, I would say the articulation on this Spider-Man figure is really good, and I'm definitely impressed with my first SHF Spider-Man figure. Finally, here is what Spider-Man Noir looks like, fully decked out with the hat and trench coat, and it's everything I was hoping for when I pre-ordered this figure back in January. One thing I will say that you might want to be aware of is the fact that there isn't a wire in the collar. Mine is a little curved right here, so just be aware that there's not articulation or wiring in the collar. It's mainly just in the seams of the jacket. It's not in the sleeves either. So you'll be able to articulate these parts of the jacket, but you're not going to be able to articulate this collar up here. And that part does look a little flat, I will say that. I just love the idea of this character, the look of it, his personality, the private eye tropes, all of it. And SHFiguarts absolutely delivered bringing this character to life. The only reason I wouldn't recommend this figure is if you care about scaling him with other Spider-Verse figures, like the Mafex Peter B. Parker. And definitely Miles and Gwen, because he's pretty massive compared to all of these Mafex figures. I mean, obviously it's not a Mafex figure, so the scaling isn't trying to match Mafex. I don't care that much about scaling. I just talk about it in videos for the sake of the review. So I just wanted y'all to know what you would be dealing with if you get this figure. I love this figure. If you like Spider-Man Noir, this is the figure for you if you want the soft goods coat. The Sentinel version looks cool as well, but I wanted the coat, so I'm giving this one the slight edge. But what do you guys think?